Welcome to Daily Success. Listen in on these personal conversations with today's leaders, innovators, and influencers as they discuss daily success principles, systems, and solutions. Get ready for Daily Success. Now, here's your host.
Hi, everyone. This is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited to introduce today's Daily Success Word of the Day expert, Don Meyer. And the cool thing about Don is she's a former rocket scientist. How many people do you meet? They say, oh, it's not rocket science. But with Don, it was or is rocket science. She uses coaching, energy healing, and access consciousness to do the same thing for people she used to aim to achieve with rockets. Help them to escape their earthbound constrictions and elevate them to the next level. She assists them to bring more ease and joy into their lives by helping them discover that they have more choices and possibilities for changing what isn't working in their lives than they ever thought they had. Dawn frees them to live the life they'd love to live. And I'm just going to put a little aside in here. I definitely have experienced some of Dawn's magic, and it is euphoric, joyful. I think joy is the word. But I'm really excited because Dawn is going to be talking about the daily success word of the day, possibilities. So, Dawn, what is your definition of possibilities?
Well, Tammy, thank you for asking. Yeah, possibilities to me are those whispers of the choices that the universe actually has available to you. And the universe starts nudging you toward those choices and changes that you have available, and they're your invitation to the joy and happiness that you could be living. They allow you to create your life and create your future. And when more possibilities show up, when you start asking a question and you don't have any fixed judgment or fixed idea of what it should look like, you just let the universe start creating that and asking the questions, what possibilities are here that I haven't considered or maybe that I didn't know existed. And those questions really start opening the doors to the possibilities that you could really be choosing so that you can be creating your life from new possibilities and new choices rather than creating it from your past.
Wow.
So I always tell people, just keep asking that question, what possibilities exist that I haven't considered or that I didn't even know existed? And so I just love the word possibilities. It's such an amazing thing.
I like the word possibilities too, because when you think about it, and I love the way you describe it too, because you're basically saying ask what are the possibilities. And when you open up like that and put that out there, it's like all of a sudden, when you were saying that, I go, I know what happens for me. I get flooded with all of the possibilities. And then, of course, I get to go, well, which one of those is something that I'm interested in? For example, the daily success word of the day came to me as a possibility. And it was interesting because it was, okay, daily success, word of the day, what does that mean? And my first inclination was, oh, I could do a book. But then it was like, wow, what if I got to talk to these people about what it means for daily success? And that's how the show came about. And that's how you ended up here talking about possibilities. Why do you think that possibilities is such an important concept or word to understand?
Well, I really want people to know that they have possibilities and choices available to them in their life, because so often people think that once they get to a certain age or have certain events happen that they don't have choices or they don't have possibilities, and people start telling them that they don't. They say, oh, you can't do that, you're over 30 or you're over 50 or whatever. And I want people to know that they still have choices and possibilities. When you start asking the universe what possibilities exist, the universe is just waiting to show you what's out there and what's available. There's a whole smorgasbord, and you're only looking maybe at the entrees that are in the middle, or you're only looking at the appetizers. You haven't opened up to everything that's available to you.
Or you're only looking at the healthy stuff, or you're looking at the desserts.
Well, and those are certainly other possibilities that you can have. They're all there.
When you work with people, and you do have that very unique background of coming from being a rocket scientist, and most people would think, oh, somebody who's into science is only into numbers or the left brain stuff. Tell me a little bit more about how did you discover your possibilities and move from being a rocket scientist, I'm literally a rocket scientist, to who you are today, because that obviously was big possibilities.
Yes. And the thing I like to tell people is, as a child, I always wanted to be either the first woman on the moon, or I wanted to do what I had seen in this science fiction show, which was to heal people with my hands. So I went into the science field. I became a software engineer on the space shuttle, and I did that for a number of years. And when the program ended, I knew there was something more I wanted to do with my life. I had been studying the energy healing, which was the other passion that I had, for a number of years. And I had started learning Reiki, and I had started learning other energy healing, and started learning coaching with people. So when the I never really saw the difference there, because to me, the space shuttle program and the space program in general was believing in things that people didn't necessarily believe in. There were possibilities that not everybody saw. So for me, it seemed quite natural to have the two of them together. And when the space shuttle program ended, I chose to step into my second passion, which was the energy healing part, and became a massage therapist. And then I discovered access consciousness, and it's just been amazing the changes that I've had for myself with all of that, and then the changes I can help other people make in their life toward that life they'd really like to have.
Well, I have noticed, and I've known you maybe, 1 or 2 years now, but every time I see you, I swear you're getting younger. And like, I'll see photographs of you and I go, wow, she looks like she's getting younger. And I think that's part of when you're doing something where you've explored your possibilities and you're doing your passion or working within that passion zone or possibility zone, you do reflect that, and you just glow all the time. You also love purple. Tell me a little bit more about why do you love purple so much?
I just always have. As a child, my bedroom had a lot of purple in it, and I wore purple clothing, and I did have a blue and yellow phase. I thought maybe I should move away from purple, but then I realized I really love the color purple, and people, when they have done things like look at my energy field, they see a lot of purple. And people started calling me Purple Dawn, which is what I decided to use as my company name, was Purple Dawn. And it really just seems to fit me. It just flows. When I have something that's purple, it just has such an energy to it that I find very comforting, very energizing to me. And so I just love purple. And I tell my husband, he says, well, now are things really all better in purple? And I said, for the most part, yes. I don't understand why you don't know that by now.
I know several people who really love purple, and so I'm always interested because I can't honestly say that I have like a color scheme, but I normally go with the royal blue or
Mhm.
bright red. I like really vibrant
Yeah,
colors.
and you look amazing in royal blue and
Purple,
red.
purple, I haven't quite gotten to, but again, I'm pretty particular about my shades of color
Mhm.
that I like. Now, you also have written a book about gratitude. So, can you tell me more about what's going on with your book that you've written and how that goes along with possibilities?
Yeah, so this is my book back here, the Gratitude for Life Journal.
Well, that's beautiful.
Thank you. I took all the pictures that are in it. So these are peacock feathers from the peacocks that live around in our neighborhood. And my goal for the book was to help you really appreciate what you have in your life. All of the things that you may not realize are a contribution to your life, little things, big things, things like what made you laugh today, what made you smile, people who've contributed to your life, animals you like. I have all of these questions for an entire year of gratitude, and realizing that you can keep building on that when you are grateful for what you have, then you can let the universe know that you would like more of those things. Now, that doesn't cut you off from wanting change and wanting things that are different. I have had people tell me, well, if I'm grateful for what I have, that means I don't want anything different. And I said, no, that's not necessarily true. It's kind of like when you look at, I'm having a meal and I have my salad and I'm grateful for the salad and I would like the main course. And then I'm grateful for the main course and I would like dessert. Exactly. It doesn't mean that just because you're grateful for everything that you have, it doesn't mean you can't desire change and create those changes, and then be grateful for the fact that you can create them and that you have the possibilities available to you, that you can just ask for what else is possible here. What choices do I have that would create what I would like to change in my life, that I would like to have? And so that's why that was one of my aims with the book, was to really let people get into the power of gratitude, because it is a very powerful energy. When you start writing down your gratitudes, it actually creates more endorphins in your brain. So it does start to change you, and it allows you to realize just how much is going right with your life, rather than what so many people focus on, which is what's wrong in their life.
Right.
And then I've created a program that goes with that, that's a 21-day program where we really explore that and help you get present with the energy of gratitude and start shifting your energy into that, so that you can start using that power to create more of the things you would like to have in your life.
Wow, I like that idea because I think I want to go back to when you were talking about that people are afraid to be grateful because if they're grateful for what they have, they think that the universe will think, "Oh, that's all I want." That is, I guess, would that fall under a limiting belief part of a system?
Yes, I would say that's a limiting belief that people have. So then they don't want to be grateful for what they have. And then that doesn't allow things to start building on the energy of what they would like to start creating. So I like to use the power of the word and. Again, like I said, I have this, I'm grateful for it, and I would like to have this now. Or, and I would like to start moving in this direction.
And
It's
I
just,
know another phrase that was really useful to me that I learned was this or something better.
mhm.
Is that something that you've also heard that seems to work when especially when people, you know how you do the exercises about money, and they say, well, how much money do you want to have at the end of the year? And people are afraid to write down an amount because they're going, well, what if it's not enough? Or what if it's too much? Or, all of these ideas come, and someone said, well, if you just this or something better.
Right.
In other words, you're asking for whatever the best outcome is.
Yeah. So it's asking for at least this, or even more.
Right.
As much as contributes to me, to start looking at it as getting the things that contribute to your life. Because some things do contribute more to your life than others.
Right.
So as you keep moving with the things that are a contribution to you rather than the things that are not, then that keeps building. Again, you've got that energy going, that energy of contribution, that energy of creation, that energy of generating the life you would like to have, and just keep building on that and being grateful for every step of the way, even the things that maybe didn't turn out the way that you had thought they would. It's being grateful for what you learned from that, being grateful for the pieces of it that may have been what really kicked you in the butt and made you move forward even faster or farther than you would have otherwise. I like to tell people that's the benefit of being grateful for even the things that maybe weren't fun at the time, but a lot of times they're what move you forward the fastest.
Yes, the other day I was talking with Meyer Rubin about gratitude, and she actually was talking about her father who passed away recently and how grateful she was that she actually had the opportunity to be with him during those last days, which I think is really, sometimes we don't look at it that way when we lose someone we love. We think about it in a different way, but that's very positive. As a rocket scientist, so rocket science, it seems very cut and dried by the numbers, but like you said, it's all about, what's out there, what are the possibilities, and then energy healing. A lot of people think of energy healing, but I think it's changing as kind of on the woo side of things. As a rocket scientist or as a scientist, obviously you use your scientific education and background to really understand the energy. Can you talk a little bit about that and why you believe and practice so much with energy?
Well, everything is energy. Your whole body operates on energy. You have energy connecting you to things. You have energy that keeps everything alive. So when you can connect to that and work with that and start manipulating it, it can really have an amazing effect on your body and on your connection to everything. So when I'm working with someone's energy, it's to get it free flowing in them so that their body remains healthy. When you start getting blocks in your energy, then things start to go wrong. It's just like if you have a block in a river, things start loading up in there. You get a lot of stuff stuck there, and garbage starts hanging out there, and then things start to rot and all of that. It's similar in your body when you get these blocks in your body where your energy has been constricted from either an emotional trauma or a physical trauma or some other kind of trauma. Then the energy isn't flowing as well there. So things start to get more stuck, and eventually that'll show up as a physical difficulty. So getting the energy flowing in your body is really important so that you can remain healthy, and then being able to energetically connect with things. And I like to do an exercise with people where when we're doing what they're grateful for, it's to really get the sense of that, and even to send out like an energetic connection to it so that you can send it some love, send it some gratitude, send it some caring, and it can send it back, even if it's an inanimate object. That energy flowing between people and objects, flowing between people and animals, people and the earth, is just an amazing thing to get going. And so as you can keep your energy flowing in and around and through you and with everybody around you, that way those ripples of the things that when you're happy, that ripples out to people. When you're grateful, that ripples out to people. When you're acting in your possibilities and your joy and everything that you would like to create, that ripples out to people. So it's really an amazing thing to work with the energy. And it's not really that far-fetched. And of course, I always like to talk about the Force on Star Wars, you know. Again, they were talking about energy being in and around and through everything, and it is.
Let the Force be with you.
Force be with you, exactly. And you can see, and you may not be able to see my Star Wars poster back there, but
I think I see. Is that Darth Vader?
That's Darth Vader. That's
the light is a little bit on it.
Yeah, I know.
I recognize it through the light. So everything is energy, and I want to go back to talking about your 21-day program. If you can, how does it work? Is it online? Is it video based? Is it live? How does your 21-day program for your gratitude work?
It's a group program, and I do it via Zoom 4 times during that 21 days. And then you also get daily prompts from me for things to be grateful for, things to consider, exercises to do, meditations to do, that sort of thing. And it's really to get you connected to that energy and the power of it to start shifting your life so that you can start looking at things. Oh, this thing I wasn't happy with, but these pieces really benefited me. So now I can have more gratitude for that and let go of that energy of the regret and the anger and disappointment and the longing for things, and realize that you can start letting go of that, which will really start shifting how your life is operating now and where you're showing up, and really start bringing you more of those things you would like to have.
So when you start working with people on gratitude, like for example in your 21-day program, or if they're reading your book, and I take it your book, is it available on Amazon?
Yes, it's on Amazon. It's Kindle, and it's a paperback.
Okay.
And it's, if you go out to my website, iampurpledawn.com/gratitude, then you can read about the book, and it links to the Amazon site.
So when you read this or do your program, what would you say, I mean, do people notice a shift rapidly? Would you say that it takes 21 days, or is it something that every time you do something, you kind of get like an aha moment? How would you say it works for most people?
Well, the reason I did 21 days is because it takes 21 days to create a new habit.
Okay.
So you have the 21 days to create the habit of gratitude. And you start having shifts right away as you take part in the different exercises, as you start realizing that some of the things that you're doing are really keeping you stuck in the energy that you would really like to be getting out of your life, and that just making a few simple changes here and there can really have a huge effect over your entire life. So some people, even from the first call that we had, they sent me how much they had learned just from that, what I talked about, the word and realizing that they could have gratitude for the things that they have and still desire change. This woman wrote me this huge paragraph about how much that had impacted her just from the first call, because she had had so much resentment for things that had happened in her life that she hadn't created necessarily what she had wanted. And then as she realized that she could be grateful for the pieces of that, she said it really started crumbling that whole anger and resentment thing that she had going, and she was just so happy and joyful and looking forward to her life now, where she had been stuck in that period of anger for so long. So yes, you can start shifting immediately as you start realizing where you're limiting yourself.
I really like that because, well, people got a bonus word then. Possibilities. And
gratitude.
Isn't that interesting how just the use of a simple word like "and" can make a huge difference in talking to the universe. And that is something I think that is interesting because a lot of times when we're asking for things, maybe when we're asking or we're looking at our possibilities and asking questions, maybe we're not clear enough. Would you say that the universe is pretty literal in its understanding, or what are some ways to ask a question so that it goes out there so that you are going to get back the type of answers that you are looking for or seeking?
Well, I would say the first thing is to not be stuck in what you think it has to look like and how it has to show up.
Okay.
What we tend to do is we say, okay, I would like to have a new dress. And you've decided where you have to buy it and how much it has to cost and the fabric it has to be made out of and the color it has to be and the store it's got to be at and all these things. And when that doesn't show up, then you think you've totally screwed up. Whereas if you would say, okay, I would like a dress that makes me look good, that is, you can have some obviously things that you would like it to be like. Maybe you don't want it to be down to your ankles. Maybe you want it to be down to your knees or whatever, and have a few things that you would like it to be, but not be completely stuck on what it has to, the exact thing. And you can say, okay, now, universe, what possibilities for finding a dress like that haven't I considered? And then start listening. Maybe the ad will show up that this store is having a sale or this other store is having a sale, or maybe even a consignment shop you walk by has a dress that looks fabulous. So allow yourself to be open so that you don't cut off the other ways that something could show up. Because when you start doing that, then you don't even notice the things that don't necessarily match that, and yet those things might take you to exactly what you're looking for, or very close to it, or maybe something even better. You may have cut off the possibility, oh, I can't have this dress. Well, maybe it's on sale for 75% off, and you could have that dress.
Or it could be at that consignment shop and for really low because somebody wore it once and took it in and they were like, whatever.
I'm done with it. Yeah. And it would be, such a contribution to you to have that. And your body may be so happy with that dress because it makes your body look good. It's the color that looks the best on your body, and your body likes the fabric. And when you're doing that, then you have such a positive energy that you put out because your body's happy and you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start ask those questions, what other possibilities do I have available? What choices? What haven't I considered? Or what have I decided I can't have that maybe I really could have?
So if somebody wants to connect with you and possibly get involved with your Gratitude for Life program, how can they do that?
My website is iampurpledawn.com, and then I also have dawncmeyer.com. So you can go to my websites. And for the gratitude program, once you're there, you can also go to Gratitude 21-Day Challenge. And
21-Day Challenge. Okay.
Yeah. Well, gratitude-21-day-challenge, and that would take you to that. And I'm also on Facebook at Facebook.com/purple.dawn.
And everyone, it's DAWN.
DAWN. Yeah, it's not Dawn.
Yeah, because that's always something, because I know that when I pronounce things, sometimes you can't really tell what I'm really saying. Well, I really am happy that we had this time today to talk about the word possibilities with the bonus word and. Um, so Dawn, I really appreciate all the time you took with us today, and everyone definitely look into Dawn's Gratitude for Life journal and of course the workshop, because think about it, if you want somebody who really knows a lot about energy, both on the left brain side and the right brain side, I really think that Dawn probably is somebody who has, she can talk to you, in a very logical and heartfelt way, because she's definitely using both sides of her brain and her heart. And I feel very fortunate to have met you and to develop this relationship, because the first time I interviewed you was, I don't even remember, a couple of years ago or a year ago. And I remember our first conversation, it was not as warm and friendly because we didn't know each other back then. And so I'm really excited about that. So again, thank you so much, Dawn.
Thank you very much, Tammy. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Bye, everybody. This is Tammy Patzer, and this is Daily Success, Word of the Day. And today's word has been possibilities with Dawn C. Meyer. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Daily Success. Tune in again and subscribe. Never miss a moment of daily success.